Hey guys, Dobby back at you with another story. It was spring 2022. My neighbor Mike, proclaimed yard wizard, who once tried to edge his own lawn with a butter knife because the string trimmer was too aggressive, decided it was time to level up his landscaping game. He'd watched one too many HD TV shows and declared war on his boring front yard. Goal: install a fancy French drain to stop the swampy puddle that formed every rain. Then surrounded it with elegant ornamental grasses and a row of those trendy dwarf Japanese maples. Mike rented a mini excavator because nothing says weekend warrior like a heavy machinery you've never operated. He marks out a perfect trench with spray paint, about 18 inches deep and 100 feet long along the side of the house. Starts digging like a pro for the first 20 feet. Excuse me. Then the bucket hits something hard. Probably just a root, he mutters. Keeps going, hits it again and again. By now the trench is looking more like a jagged scar across his yard. Turns out the root was the main water line going to his house. The one the city buried about 3 feet deep. Mike's excavator bucket had nicked it just enough to start a slow leak. He doesn't notice at first, too busy high-fiving himself for the perfect grade. But by evening, his front yard turned into a kiddie pool, water bubbling up like a cartoon geyser, grass turning into an instant mud bog. The puddle that used to be 5 feet wide is now the entire front lawn. Mike panics, shuts off the main valve, miraculously finds it, but now he's standing in ankle-deep water, staring at a trench that looks like it was dug by a drunk groundhog. His wife comes home, sees the disaster, and just says, "Mike, did you just turn our yard into the world's saddest water feature?" The city shows up the next morning. 2 guys in hard hats who clearly do this every week. One looks at Mike still in his muddy cargo shorts and yard boss hat and deadpans. "Sir, you hit the Goldilocks zone. Not too deep, not too shallow, just right to flood your basement in about 12 hours if we don't fix it." They patched the line in an hour. Mike's bill, $2,800 for emergency repair. The French drain never got finished. Instead, he ended up with a 100-foot muddy scar. A bunch of half-dead ornamental grasses he planted in saturated soil. They drowned, man. They literally drowned. And those dwarf maples that now look like a sad little bonsai hostages. To this day, every time it rains, Mike's yard still gets a little extra soggy in that spot. He calls it his character feature. Neighbors call it Mike's moat. He no longer rents excavators. Last I heard, he's sticking to mulch and prayer. Moral: if your landscaping plan starts with "I'll dig it myself real quick," maybe call a pro, or at least Google where the utilities are buried first. Thanks for listening, guys. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever floats your boat. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.